Hey guys, what's going on? Payne here once again, and welcome back to another episode of my Manchester United career on FIFA 14. Now, this past Monday, and I'm sure the majority of you guys know, that United's USA tour came to an end. And what a fantastic and successful pre-season it was. United played 5, they won 5, beating the likes of Roma, Inter Milan, Real Madrid, and even one of our biggest rivals, Liverpool. There is no better way of getting the players raring to go for the season ahead by beating the Champions League winners from last season, Real Madrid. We beat them 3-1. Now I know it's all about pre-season and players will be taking it slightly easier because it's all about fitness pre-season, just getting your fitness right, ready for the season ahead. But nevertheless, it was still a good win. I mean, Real Madrid had some of their top players on that pitch, Gareth Bale being one of them, Luka Modric another, and Ronaldo even graced us with his presence. He came on around about the 70th minute. It was good to see him, you know, going up against some of his old buddies like Fletcher and Rooney. And what a grand day it was for the fans that were attending the game in America. I mean, the big house in Michigan, it sold out. There was over 100,000 people. That's mental. Just a fantastic pre-season. I mean, the work rate certainly has gone up compared to this time last season when David Moyes was in charge with their pre-season. Didn't Moyes... we played 7 pre-season games, something like that. And I think he drew quite a few and even lost one as well. I mean, compare that to Van Gaal, it's just mental. And the players' work rate, fantastic. The performances that they put in. I mean, Ashley Young, wasn't he joint top goal scorer? Or I think he was one behind with Wayne Rooney. Who would have thought that would have happened? And so now, obviously, I hope those type of performances that we saw against teams like Real Madrid and Roma and Liverpool carry on over to the Premier League season. And I have every bit of confidence in Van Gaal to maintain that consistency. He really has come into the Manchester United camp with an iron fist, and it's brilliant to see. He's even made it public that he'll be judging players and telling them whether they've got a future at the club. It's fantastic, it really is, and I'm so excited. I'm genuinely excited for the new season to start. We've only got just under 10 days to go now until we play against Swansea at Old Trafford. Oh, and also before I go any further, we did play Liverpool in the cup final. Was it a group stage tournament type of thing? Because I did hear a couple of times that United had topped the group or something like that, and we got through to the final after beating Real Madrid. I don't know how it works. It's pre-season, things like this do happen. But we beat Liverpool 3-1. We went 1-0 behind, Gerrard with the penalty. To be honest, I saw the replay of that. I didn't actually watch the game because, again, it was on too late, and I was shattered after a busy day, and I thought, well, I'll watch the highlights in the morning. But when I saw that challenge by Phil Jones, I thought, no way was that a penalty. The ref shouldn't have given that. Gerrard took it, made it 1-0. Now, it would have been hilarious if Rooney's goal stood when I think it was Young that crossed the ball in and it hit the crossbar, but it actually went out for a goal kick. It did stand for a small while, the goal, until the ref obviously conferred with his assistants on the line. And then obviously they stripped United of that goal. But hey, you know, we still won 3-1 and we still lifted that trophy. It was just a nice way to go out with such a successful pre-season. And if we can do that in the Premier League, we should really be qualifying for the Champions League this season. There's no excuse. We don't have to worry about the Champions League this season. We can kind of see that in a positive light, that Van Gaal can rebuild this team without having to worry about midweek fixtures. I know Champions League is something that United drive for every season, and it's something that we should have. European football, it's in our blood, you know. But I'm sure the most successful team in England can take one small break, one season away from European football, and we'll be back next season. So again, no excuse not to qualify for the Champions League there for Van Gaal. Also, I'm kind of glad now that pre-season's over and they are back in England, back in Manchester. That can only mean one thing: Van Gaal will be sitting down with some players and telling them whether they've got a future at Old Trafford. It means that he'll be getting to business, maybe getting some deals together. One deal that has been mentioned recently over the last couple of days is that Thomas Vermaelen is close to securing a move to Old Trafford. I mentioned this a couple of episodes ago. Seriously, I wish United would just stop buying Arsenal players now. I mean, Vermaelen, a decent, reliable centre-half, no doubt about it. But come on, I believe we can do so much better than that. I mean, Woodward came out not so long ago and announced publicly that you know, he's prepared to allow Van Gaal to go on a spending spree if he really wants to. United need it, we know that. And I understand that Van Gaal doesn't want to go batshit crazy, just spending and wasting all this money. But come on, go after someone like Mats Hummels. That's who we need in the team. Thomas Vermaelen, he's 28, pushing 29 now. He'll be retiring in potentially another 3-4 years. If you go for someone like Mats Hummels, who is 25, pushing for 26, we could get a couple of more years out of him. But anyway, I'm hoping that maybe next week, maybe on the Monday, there's some new news on who we're going after. Maybe we've signed someone by Tuesday, I hope. That'd be fantastic. And to be fair, if Van Gaal is to be bringing in another player or two, or maybe even 3, I think he should be doing it now, out of the season, instead of waiting until we're 3 games in. Let the player come in, let him settle down, get relaxed, and get him used to the way Manchester United work and how they train and so on, ready for the season to begin. Now, speaking of signings, now I know this isn't about United, but I thought I'd touch on it because I just think it's hilarious and I just think it's stupidity at its finest. Liverpool, I mean, what is Rodgers doing? To me, it seems as though he's ruining their team. He's doing a Tottenham like last season, sold one of their top players for a huge amount of money. And to me, it just seems as though he's spending it for the sake of it, as though he's got a piece of paper with all these players' names on it, and he's going, yep, I'll have him, yep, I'll have him as well. I mean, Lallana, okay, fair enough, good signing, but I mean, the likes of Ricky Lambert, probably be a bench warmer throughout the season for Liverpool. We saw enough with Tottenham last season, when AVB spent that 80+ million from the Gareth Bale sale on all those players. You know, there's a couple of good signings in there, but you've got to think about the players that you've already got in the team if you're not selling them. And to me, surely that makes the manager's job even harder, because then they're having to pick a team every week. Some players that aren't getting picked, they're going to be getting irritated eventually, and sometimes could even push for a transfer. We saw enough with David Moyes last season for United. He just tinkered around with the team too much, week in, week out, and there was just no consistency there. So anyway, as a football fan, I think it's going to be interesting to see how Brendan Rodgers copes with all these players that he's brought in, as well as the current players that are already in the team. Who he's going to be picking and so on. Can he do a better job than what AVB did at Tottenham? And if you're a Liverpool fan, obviously you're going to be loving it with all these players coming in, but you've got to ask yourself, will Liverpool go the same way as Tottenham did last season? So be sure to let me know what you guys think in the comments below, even you Liverpool fans. Now, just quickly before the video comes to an end, I thought I'd share my thoughts on FIFA 15. I mean, yesterday EA, they released a video on their official YouTube channel announcing that all 20 Premier League stadiums will be in the game, and they've also scanned over 200 faces of Premier League players. That's brilliant. I'm so excited. We are being spoiled by these developers. I mean, for years we've played FIFA, and some teams, maybe for those West Ham fans, for the Swansea fans and so on, you know, you want to play as your favourite team, but yet you can't see the likeness of these players. Now you can. They're in there. It's amazing, and it's going to be brilliant for career mode. And the whole presentation, from just looking at the little snippets that we've had of gameplay, it looks fantastic. It's like Saturday lunchtime football on Sky Sports. We're just missing Gary Neville on commentary now, in my opinion. If he's not in this year's game, then he's got to be in FIFA 16. Got to be. Now, if there are any of you guys that missed that video that EA posted yesterday, don't worry, I've got your back. I'll be leaving the link to that video in the description below. And that's pretty much it, guys, for this episode. We're coming to the end. I do hope that you've all enjoyed watching these highlights from games such as this one against Real Sociedad in the Champions League group stage and the Manchester derby. Not the best results, but we will continue to fight on this season. But anyway, that's it from me. Hope you've all enjoyed. I'll see you all very soon. Thanks for watching.